philosophy. Welcome back to Arcturian philosophy. Now there's been a bit of a lull in my videos because I've been feeling depressed. Before I make a video about trying to combat depression, I decided I would first make a video about something a little bit more exciting, which is definitely something that can help rouse you out of depression. I had my first astral type experience with Bashar. I've been trying to astral project again. I've done it before, but I haven't done it in a little over a year now, and I've been trying to. And if you haven't done it for a while, it can take quite a bit of practice to begin doing it again. And so I thought, well, I'm just going to go to sleep tonight, whatever. And this happened maybe last week. I went to sleep, and I was having a dream, or at least it seemed like a dream in the middle of it. And I woke up in the middle of the dream. It was me and Bashar, and he was holding my hand. He was walking with me down through some passage way, and it just felt like walking with a friend, because he's always been very much of a friend to me. Now, after what we went through at Sonora Behavioral Health Center in Tucson, Arizona, I will state the name of that location as well, that conducted experiments on us as military based and such. And I was walking with him in this, dream, and he led me to a place where babies where hybrid children were being born. And I suddenly had a feeling of an empathic feeling where I could feel it's a feeling of ugly discomfort that the gray hybrids experience. And as I was standing there at this cloning or birthing type center, it seemed like both were going on, both actual live birth and cloning. And suddenly the answer was in my head. And no, it's prudent to mention right now, Bashar has the same kind of frequency or electromagnetic ability that I do to project feelings, emotions, songs, which is what most people noticed back in the fall. Sometimes I would get verbally compared to a boom box or like a jukebox because of my ability to project sound. I suddenly felt this feeling of love, because I knew that as an Arcturian, I knew that I was looking at distant family in this center where all these children were, and the attempts to hybridize to save the race, which is what I ended up being told in these facilities, was that in my video, or Greys and Arcturians meet the parents, that Greys end up evolving into the Arcturians, a segment of them. And that explains why do Arcturians look like Greys, why if you are Arcturian do you tend to have a kind of sympathy towards the Greys that you don't quite know how to explain. And I felt the feeling of their pain, and suddenly I felt this love inside of me, and I realized the answer, and I began to yell at them, you need to feel love. And suddenly at that moment I became aware this is not a dream, this is a real experience. And so then I really began to yell, you have to feel love. It's the feeling of love that will fix the problem that you're having. You have to feel love. And I started to list off examples. I said, think of your child. Think of someone who's been very kind to you. I tried to list off examples of things that would conjure up a feeling of love. And I remember all these children, some were Yahyels with ears, other types of children, and they all turned to look at me, and I said, you have to feel the love inside of you. You have to feel it, actually feel it inside of you. And I began to project the frequency of love at them. And the children actually responded very quickly. They turned and looked. And anyone who has seen a Yahyel transmute will know that they tend to turn either a green color, like Yoda. Basically, think of Yoda. Nowadays, no one really points out that Yoda looks just like a small Yahyel, except he's green. Well, how'd he turn green? Well, that's when they start to transmute. Either green or blue or a turquoise. I've noticed that they will turn, and I began to see them in my presence start to change color, and I continued to yell, you have to feel the love inside of you. And I was projecting off myself this feeling of love in order to provide some kind of baseline or something to go off of, because if you've never felt love before, how are you supposed to feel love? Now, there were some Zeta Reticuli that weren't very fond of me doing this, and I realized that I was still in my body but astral traveling, which is where you project a part of your consciousness somewhere, which was what had happened, not full-on astral projection. And so all these children are turning to look at me and began to change into more of a blue or green or turquoise kind of color. And that's the last thing that I remember seeing. Next to my bed, I heard the sound of a vial being popped open, and I felt a presence next to the bed. I don't know if they did something to this ear or not, but then I continued to watch them, and all of a sudden, like I had my glasses off, I was zapped suddenly in the eyes with a current that you could actually see behind my eyes. It looked like this yellow-blue current. Something literally zapped me in my eyes to attempt to get me to stop. And so that was a very interesting experience. I did see another person there with a strong frequency ability, and so I know for them to show up and say, hey, stop that did produce an effect, that was at least to some of my knowledge a real experience. So that's the latest on Arcturian philosophy. I will speak to you all more soon. Also, as far as Bashar is the one that gets on me to say donations, if you have any way to donate, my email is arcturianphilosophy@gmail.com. What you do is you put that in PayPal, and anything that anyone's able to give, even $1 or 33 cents, as I believe was what Farmer Go To that gave me that. Very awesome joke. I love it. So I will talk to you all again soon. Next on the topic of depression, because it can be very insidious, and as starseeds, we need a way to break ourselves out of depression when it comes over us. So next I'll be talking about that. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and wish me a happy birthday coming up in these next few days. Let's just say after Agenda 21, after I participated in the nuclear intercept, a group on YouTube tried to target me and do things to me astrally through codes on the computer, different things like that, to try to shorten my lifespan so that I would die before the age of 28, and I'm going to turn 28 in one day. So count that as a success for the warriors of light. I will speak with you again soon. Greetings and namaste.